I heard a question. I heard people say, what is consciousness? Consciousness is that point between asleep and awake. That is what consciousness is. When a person has had, I'll explain it from the point of view that most people can understand. When a person has drank loads of alcohol, or when a person has took loads of drugs, their mind is very detached from reality. Their mind is closer to pure consciousness. But those kind of things were invented by the dark side of consciousness. The pure form of consciousness is the black hole within yourself. To go deeper and deeper within yourself until you come to infinity. The rabbit hole within you. That is what consciousness is. Consciousness is an awareness. It's beyond thought, it's beyond thinking, it's beyond time, and it's beyond space. When time whizzes by, when distance means nothing, when everything whizzes past you at the speed of light, then you're in pure consciousness. Consciousness is not in time and space, consciousness is beyond time and space. Consciousness is what God is. God is pure consciousness. When we are beyond thinking, when we are beyond thoughts, and yet we're still alive, then we are with God, then we are in pure consciousness. It's a very deep state of mind. Most people don't understand what I'm saying, but it can only be achieved through a great deal of inner contemplation. The rewards. What are the rewards of pure consciousness? The main reward is peace. You feel free of worry, you feel free of fear, you feel free of negativity. You just watch and observe. If you have any judgment, if you have any thoughts, then you're acting from the point of view of a human. If you train yourself to go beyond all that, like the rocket going into the self, fire that rocket into the self, shoot that rocket into the self, see how deep you can go, see how far you can go. Because the eyes only look outwards to infinity. The eyes don't look inwards to infinity. You have to train yourself to look inwards to infinity. If you can train yourself to look inwards towards infinity, then you will be in pure consciousness, then you will be free. All pain, all suffering are above the surface of the water. Pure consciousness is below the surface of the water. Of course, I'm using metaphors to describe it, but there is no metaphors that can do it justice. Consciousness simply is. It's beyond thought, it's beyond thinking, it's beyond form. It's pure awareness. It's observing everything from every point of view all at the same time. For instance, I can put my mind in any direction and I can see something from lots of different directions from that point of time and space. I think the best film that encapsulates what pure consciousness is the film Lucy. If anyone's watched the film Lucy, then they will understand what pure consciousness is. But rather than a drug, yes, drugs and alcohol can take you to pure consciousness, but in a very negative way. And that's why people crave drugs and alcohol. Because people crave that which they don't understand. They crave that which is in deep within their heart. It's always been deep within your heart. There's no escaping it. It's who you really are. It's who everyone really is. At the bedrock of all your memories is this reality of bliss and timelessness. And this is who you are. You can never forget it. In dreams you touch it, you taste it, you smell it. But in reality you are timeless, spaceless and endless, beyond birth and beyond death. Drugs and alcohol can take you there in a very negative way. So you get an experience of that bliss, you get an experience of that timelessness, but you only get that experience for a limited amount of time. If you can train your mind to go inwards, and it's very, very difficult. I'm not going to make any lies. It's very, very difficult. It takes a great deal of willpower, more willpower than you can think of. You think of the hardest thing that you can think of, and if you times that by 10, that is how much willpower you will need to train your mind to go inwards. But if you don't do it, then you will experience lifetime and lifetime and lifetime and lifetime and lifetime and lifetime and lifetime of endless pain, endless suffering, because all life is suffering, all life is pain, except for consciousness. Consciousness is beyond pain, because it's beyond karma. You cannot put karma with timelessness. You cannot put karma with spacious. You cannot put karma in a box and say this is what karma is. There is no box. There is only emptiness. Emptiness is the truth. Consciousness is the truth. Everything you see around you is all illusion. In reality, there only is energy everywhere. As far as you can see, there is energy everywhere. Endless peace, endless bliss, in every direction, everywhere. That is what consciousness is. Everything else is illusion. The illusion of being, the illusion of being not, the illusion of will be, the illusion of will be not. Everything is illusion except for you, the real you, the source of everything. The Bible talks about God. The Bible taught the end of the Bible, Revelations, talk about the 24 elders chuck their crowns at the one that sits at the centre of the throne. What does this mean? The 24 elders, with their crowns on their head, are all the sense organs in the mind, body, and soul. If all those senses were directed inwards towards the centre of God, that is the meaning of Revelations. Direct all those senses to the source of your being, the God within you, and chuck your crown at that God. That means give your undivided attention deep within, and then you'll be free. The Bible is telling us how to be free. It's saying that we need to direct all our senses inwards to be free. I've said this previously. The meaning of man and woman in the Bible is man means outward consciousness and woman means inward consciousness. Unless the two are blended together, unless the two are wedded together, then bliss and heaven cannot be experienced. Heaven is within you, and you can only experience it by going deep within. Concentrate all of the senses into the self. The self is the source of all. There is only God, everywhere. timelessly. Everything is God. Every single thing. There is only God. There is only God. There is only God.